Welcome to the McNees Labor and Employment Podcast Series. This podcast will address 5 steps to effectively manage workers' compensation claims by Denise Elliott, attorney at law. Ms. Elliott practices in the Labor and Employment Group at McNees.
Welcome to Part 2 of our 3-part series discussing the 5 best practices for effectively managing workers' compensation claims. In Part 1, we discussed the web of benefits available to injured workers and looking at the big picture when managing claims. In this part, we'll discuss steps 2 and 3, not relying too heavily on adjusters and utilizing nurse case managers. What do I mean when I say don't rely too heavily on adjusters? Claims adjusters employed by workers' comp insurance companies and third-party administrators are a vital part of your claims management team. They have experience handling all kinds of claims, from the garden variety to the weird and the wacky. They also have a good grasp on the procedural requirements of the workers' compensation laws. However, adjusters have large caseloads and simply cannot give each claim the same level of focus that you would. Additionally, though adjusters are very knowledgeable about the requirements of the Workers' Comp Act, they are not as well versed on other employment-related issues, including that web of benefits we discussed. Accordingly, it is vital for the HR and safety team to understand the basic rules of workers' comp and to work with adjusters to investigate claims, decide on whether to deny or accept a claim, and to coordinate ancillary medical leave and other benefits. For example, employers should be aware that the Act affords a very small window of time for investigation. Under normal circumstances, an employer has only 21 days from notification of an injury to decide to either accept or deny the claim. If you need to gather medical information and records, this is not much time. So you need to work with your adjuster to make the most of the investigation period. While the adjuster is working to gather historical medical records and talking to your panel doctors to investigate the medical component of the claim, you should be investigating on your end. You should be talking to other employees and asking them questions like, did you see Bob get hurt? Had he mentioned anything about his back hurting before the accident? You should also interview the injured worker and have him complete a written statement describing exactly what happened and exactly what hurts in his own words. The employee should sign the statement and it should become part of the formal claim file. Employers also should understand the different bases for denying a claim. For example, was the employee within the course and scope of employment when the injury occurred? If the employee isn't working, is the loss of wages related to the work injury or some unrelated factor? Is the employee unreasonably interfering with your investigation, refusing to attend an IME, or falsifying some aspect of the claim? If you understand the basics of the law, then together with your adjuster, you can decide whether the claim warrants acceptance or whether there is a reasonable basis to deny. And if a claim is accepted, don't forget to remind your adjuster of other benefits your employee may be receiving so that proper offsets can be taken. Another key member of the claims investigation team is the field nurse case manager. And using nurse managers is absolutely a top 5 best practice to managing claims. A good nurse can bring together the employer, the employee, and the medical providers so that everyone is operating on the same page and speaking the same language. The nurse can reach out to the injured worker and help him or her communicate with their doctors. This makes the injured worker feel heard and cared for. Likewise, the nurse can help you understand the employee's condition, what treatment is necessary, and the anticipated length of a disability. If an employee is released to work with restrictions, the nurse can help you understand the restrictions so that you can provide an appropriate modified duty job. Likewise, a nurse case manager helps to keep employees honest and can ensure effective and honest communications with doctors with accurate reporting back to you. Nurses can also help create job descriptions, job videos, can coordinate IMEs, and can help you review and revise your panel provider lists as needed. Whether your insurance company has a nurse on staff or you have a relationship with an independent nurse manager, you should insist on having a nurse be part of your team from the start of the claim. In the next episode, we will discuss best practices 4 and 5, when to terminate employment and how to look for creative settlement solutions. Until then, if you want more information about managing workers' comp claims, please call me at the number on your screen.